Hi, Emily. I'm really glad we took the time to do a progress exam today and see where you are in your care. And I do want to go over that with you now. The results are very good. But before we go over where you are right now and where we need to go, let me ask you, do you remember how you were when you first stopped in to see us? I'm sure you don't want to go back there. I remember you had a great deal of pain in that lower back. It was going down your leg, and you even had commented how it's difficult for you getting in and out of the car, even doing your normal activities and keeping you up at night. That was tough, wasn't it? So I'm glad to say, and I'm sure you are too, that since the time you've come in, we've seen a great deal of progress. And I understand that much of your pain, even your discomfort, has been relieved, and you're now able to do those normal activities throughout your day. So I'm excited. I know you're excited. Chiropractic works. Aren't you glad? So I'm glad to say you're right where I expect you to be at this point in your care. So you're probably asking, what do I need to do now? Where do we need to go from here? So I don't want you to be fooled. The condition you're in right now is extremely unstable. So in other words, it would take very little to cause a relapse in your pain because your greatly improved condition has not stabilized yet. So with that, any wrong lift or turn that would normally cause you no problem at all could send you all the way back to the beginning with the same pain you had before. So that's what we're going to work on now, is a stabilizing of your condition so that you can have those normal functions, you can do those normal activities without falling back into a crippling condition. Does that make sense to you? So for us to accomplish this, we're going to need to see you 1 time a week for the next 10 weeks, just as we prescribed. So at that time, we'll examine you again and make sure you're progressing as we expected. And if you are, we'll begin moving you towards wellness care only. Now let me go ahead and explain why this is essential to your care. Because I know when you start getting out of pain, it's easy to start following our own directions. Don't even think about it. We know exactly what you need to get you to that wellness, and I need you to follow those directions exactly. So I want you to think about it in the same way like our navigation system. I have one, I'm sure you've used one yourself, and the only time I use it is when I'm not quite sure where I'm going. So I plug in where I need to be, and it gives me those exact directions, step by step. And I have to admit, sometimes I do think I know better. And when I do that and I start ignoring it, and I go my own way, the results are always the same. So I get lost, we're starting over, it starts recalculating. I'm trying to make up for that lost direction, and I lose a lot of time. So that can happen for you and for your health. And now that you're feeling better, you're going to be tempted to want to stop following those directions. Don't do it. We know how to get you to that complete wellness. So it's essential for you that you complete your stabilization care. The reason that stabilization care I'm putting you on is essential is because true wellness, it takes time. And you know what? We hate that. We want instant. We want everything to be instant. But there's no substitute for time. So I'm going to share with you a few examples of how it does take time. So, for example, wouldn't it be great if we could go to the gym for 1 week and come out looking like an Olympian? You know, we want those instant muscles. I think all of us have gone to the gym one time, went to the mirror, and instantly saw those bigger muscles. But they're not there. It takes that time to build them up. In that same way, wouldn't it be great if we could go on a diet for a week, lose all the weight we wanted? And I know we've done that. We eat healthy, we eat good for one meal, and we want to look in the mirror and see those drastic changes. However, it does take that time. So also think about it. You know, when you get a prescription for a drug to get you well, do they ever just give you one pill? They give you the whole bottle. And I'm sure they went over several times why it's so important to take the whole bottle. And the reason for this is, you know, just because we start feeling better or just because we're out of pain doesn't mean that we're well. It takes time. And then when the orthodontist puts braces on your teeth, is it ever just 1 week? Why not? It takes time. And say they could shift the teeth where they need to be exactly in that proper alignment. If they remove those braces, they just shift back because they haven't stabilized yet. It takes time. And in that same way, your true health and wellness is a process. Your spine has been misaligned for a long time in this misaligned condition, and your body considers that misalignment normal. It will take time to retrain your body. and spine to remember that that proper alignment is now normal. It takes time to develop that proper muscle memory. So you're on the right road, but we're not there yet. It does take that time. Even though you're not in pain, you're not that Olympian just yet. So keep following those directions. All right, Emily, let's get you out front and let's get you adjusted.